Well, let's see if I can orient the camera right. Okay, orientation as device is locked. Let's see. It's more or less a test here, so. Well, let's see if I can lock. Hello. Just trying to see if I can do a little live stream, but it won't let me change the orientation of the phone that I'm live on, so that's weird. But anyway, haven't done a live session before, but I'd like to get it in landscape mode rather than panoramic. So let me see what I can do here. If you're out there watching, sorry for the messing around here, trying to see how I can rotate my camera to get this live session to work so that I can show you some swatching tonight on a Saturday. But every time I try to rotate the phone, it tells me it won't do that. So I'm gonna see if I can. Yep, it says it's locked. So unfortunately, I can't figure out how to do that part. So I reckon we're gonna have to do it the hard way. Well, at least we won't be in landscape mode anyway. There we go. All right. Okay, great. I have to orient my phone a little bit here, so just bear with me if you're on. Okay. All right, here we go. Welcome to tonight's live stream. I haven't done a live stream before, so I just thought I'd give it a shot. I've got some paints that I wanted to swatch out anyway, and I just thought I'd do it live. I bought some M grams recently, and I just thought maybe I'd swatch these out. I have used this burnt umber already once for a little painting I did earlier, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these out. So I didn't really give a notice for the Saturday night swatch party, I guess so. But welcome to those who joined. I'm Marty Owings. This is my channel. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I think I'm gonna just swatch out these colors. They're pretty cool. I'll get the blues over with the blues here. And then, yeah, I'll just swatch these out tonight. I'm not probably gonna do a ton of talking, but, and I can't really see the chat, so I don't know how entertaining that'll be, but I think I can check once in a while and we can kind of do this together. All right, I don't know if you've used M Graham, if you're watching and you've used M Graham, but it's a pretty cool watercolor, and my friend Steve Mitchell over at the Mind of Watercolor this is his favorite brand, and he's always recommending them. So I thought, what the heck, I'll pick some up and give it a try. So tonight I'll do that. So I'm gonna draw some squares here. This part's gonna be a little bit anticlimactic, but I like to get some swatch squares down. Try to see if I can stay between the lines. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you know about the channel and you've been hanging around, part of a subscriber group for a long time, thank you for joining tonight. It's good to have you out there. All right, close enough, right? You don't have to be perfect. We got this little porcelain dish here, and we'll see what this stuff looks like. Hey, Phthalo cyan. This is a blue primary. So I've got some cad yellow here, and I'm hoping that when I mix this blue, the Phthalo Cyan Blue Primary, I will get a really nice green with that, mixed with that cad yellow. Cerulean blue, which is a lovely blue. A lot of people use that for sky color, or a good Prussian blue is fun too. All right, that's cad yellow. So that's the expensive yellow, the cadmium yellow. Some burnt umber here. Like I said, I did use a little bit of this for an underpainting the other day, so I don't know if you can hear me okay, but if you can, let me know. I haven't done a live before, so I just don't know if the basics are working, like the mic and everything. This is a Payne's Gray, which I use a lot of Payne's Gray in my paintings. So that's the 5 colors we have. We'll start with, I guess we'll start in the order. Here we've got them, so I'll start with this Phthalo. I'm going to use a flat brush today. This is like a half inch flat brush, I guess, and I've got some water here, just in an old water bottle that I cut the top off of, and I've got a paper towel nearby if I need to dry up the brush a little bit. But let's go ahead and mix this up and see what it looks like. I'll try to get you close in there. Ooh, that's a cool blue. Wow. When you kind of see through the blue a little bit to the white mix in the bottom, or to the white porcelain, it kind of looks neat. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, it's cool. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, that's really kind of a deep blue. I'm going to try a little less paint here, just to get a sense of that color underneath. Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. Yeah, it's turning my water really Kool-Aid blue, or Gatorade ice blue, or whatever that is. And my kids drink it. I don't drink it, but. All right, next up is the cerulean. So I can mix a little bit of that up. I don't know how long the live stream will go, probably not all that long into the evening, but thought I'd give this a try anyway. I need to do more lives, just haven't figured out, not the technical part, but you know, the timing and everything and the setup. Just kind of work out some of the kinks here and figure out if my sound is working, and figure out how to get the camera in the landscape rotation, so I'll work on that stuff. Yeah, that's nice. It almost looks like the color underneath the cerulean. So it's like that Phthalo Cyan has a little cerulean in it. This is just a really cheap brush. I don't even remember where I got this. This is a Donna Dewberry 12 flat. Yeah, I don't even remember where I got that. I probably picked it up at like a yard sale or something. Let me get some of the color off. So we got just an idea of what that looks like. Yeah, I like it. Cyan's not, if you water cyan down a little bit, or just don't paint as thick with it, you get really nice sky color. Talked about that before on the channel. I'll get to mixing this yellow with this primary blue at some point, but for now I just want to kind of try it on its own. These are all M. Graham paints if you're just joining us, trying these out. I tried this burnt umber already, I mentioned that, but This is my good friend Steve Mitchell's favorite watercolor. It's kind of, and if you haven't checked out his channel, he's over at the Mind of Watercolor, so make sure you check that out. He's got recently celebrated an anniversary with his wife, and they took a trip to the Grand Canyon. He's got a really neat video of him doing some plein air painting there, and then finishing it up in the studio. So, okay, yeah, that's going on nice. Yeah, that's really nice. I love the yellows in the Daniel Smith, and of course the Schminke, which is my favorite paint, but this is really, really nice. Let's get some, I'm gonna water this down a little bit again. Probably get a little green here because I had some blue in the cup, but let's see what happens. Oh, not too bad. Yeah. Hope you can see okay. Can somebody, if you're watching, can you just confirm you can hear me okay? I can't really see too much on the chat, but I can see the last line. I saw Tracy Perkins. Hi, Tracy. Yeah, she's on, or they're on. So, hello. Let's see here. All right, we'll try some of this burnt umber. As I said, I did use this before. That's about the 5th time I've said that, but I just want to make sure you know that. So I kind of know what that's going to look like. I did an underpainting the other day with it, and it was really nice. I just squeeze out a little bit of the gum arabic that was at the top of the tube, but once I got that mixed up, it was great. All right, I should bring this closer to the camera so you can see the mix up here. I feel like there should be different stage names for stages of swatching, like the mix up. Yeah, you mix your paint. Then the swatching itself. Yeah, I like how there's a certain amount of warmth in that umber, as there should be, but you can also see some of the deeper red in it, kind of almost, I don't know, my eyes are kind of playing tricks on me sometimes, but because I look at color constantly, but it seems like it might be, there's almost like a burgundy tint in it. So let's try some wet. Maybe that's too wet. Yeah, I just want you to get a sense of the paint with, you know, thinned out a little bit. All right, yeah, and the last paint is Payne's Gray. I use Payne's Gray quite a bit. I don't mix it a lot. I might mix some blue to cool it down, or maybe a warm color to give it a little warmth, but mostly I use it for like shadows and things like that in paintings. Let's see here. Okay, well now we'll go to the mix-up. So Payne's Gray is kind of a blue-black paint, right? It's got, that's really thick. It's inky, as they say. Let's see what we get here. I guess going live is a little strange. I've never done a live. Like, I've done some with Steve Mitchell, but not on my channel. And I always thought, well, a live would be interesting, but you really can't do a take two if you screw up. So you're pretty much, it's what you're seeing is what you're getting. So yeah, that's nice. That's really a nice Payne's Gray. So this is watercolor. This is paper. Obviously, it's a little thicker, but this has a little bit of a tooth to it, and I have some more like Bristol here, which has a smooth surface or a hot press. This would be considered a cold press. And sometimes when you drag the brush across cold press, you'll get little, where it's raised, you'll get, just these little marks, which is cool. That's an effect that a lot of painters really want or enjoy about a good cold press paper. So we'll set that aside and let it dry. And I think I want to mix the that primary blue with this cad yellow and see what we get. All right, thank you, Paper's Purpose, for letting me know you can hear me. Thanks a lot. Okay, so which color should I do first? Blue or yellow? I guess I can mix these in the middle of the, yeah, here, we'll try it here. Ooh, that's a cool blue. I guess it's the cyan that makes it different from like a regular phthalo blue. But okay. We got a little bit in there. I'm gonna clean the brush a little bit. Grab some of this yellow. Let's mix it up. Now, depending on how much blue or yellow you mix, it's going to be darker or lighter green, but that's a really nice green we're getting right there. So, very nice. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that. Have you ever mixed a cerulean with a yellow? I know I have a couple of times, to try to just experiment, and I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to take a little of that. Since I had yellow on here, I'm going to go back to the yellow quick. If I have enough paint left. Get a little bit of water in there. Okay, cool. You can see I got some yellow mixed here in this spot. We'll throw some cerulean in there. Oh, I got a little bit of yellow there already, but let's see what we get. It's going to be pretty close. Maybe more like I almost was going to say a spring green, but not quite a spring green. Let's paint on top of this one. See if that's noticeable. Noticeably different. They look a lot alike, right? Yeah. So what's left to mix here? I could try some Payne's Gray with some yellow. I've never mixed that together. But hey, it's a night for new things, right? It's my first live, so I might as well give it a shot. I'm just going to bring some of that over into the existing yellow because I don't think I really have enough yellow left. So it's going to be inky, so I'm not going to need much. Oh yeah, it's kind of like an olive. Give that a good mix. For those of you that predicted that color, kudos, because I would not have picked that to come out like an olive green. Well, that's cool. Yeah, it's not dry yet, but here's a good close-up. So this was just the cad yellow mixed with the phthalo cyan, this stuff right here. And then up here was the yellow with cerulean, and then down here is the yellow with Payne's Gray, which odd. I did not expect that. That's cool though. Yeah. So these are the paints I picked up recently, and I did this mostly because Steve loves these paints, and I thought, I should give those a try. I have used M-Gram before and did some testing with them before on light fastness and things like that. They're great paints. They're really nice. My favorite paint is Schmicka. I mentioned that earlier. For those just joining the live, I love that paint as well. But yeah, these are good. I like them. They remind me a lot of the Daniel Smith paints that I use. So, but yeah. So let's a little bit about these. This is a series 2. And I don't know, let's see if it's a single pigment or not. Yeah, it says it's a single pigment, PB13-3. So that's cool. Single pigment, the cerulean is a single pigment, light fast 1. I think that's their high rating. I expect cad yellow to be a single pigment, that's PY35. Makes sense. These are all gum Arabic based. There's some kind of a raw pigment mixed with that. Yeah, so the burnt umber is a single pigment paint as well. Couldn't quite read that. Let's see. Yep, the Payne's Gray is another single pigment. PBK9, it looks like. So all single pigment paints, which is good. All light fast ratings of 1, but again, like manufacturers of paint, they rate their own light fastness, and I encourage people to try their own light fast tests. So I'll take a piece of paper like this, then I'll use like some masking tape to mask off like half of the color here, and then I'll set it out. Maybe I have set them in the windows before, but that's kind of an extreme test because really long term you don't want to expose your watercolors to direct sunlight for days and days on end. But I have done that with a lot of different watercolors just to test their light fastness, and the major manufacturers are pretty much on point with their light fastness ratings. I mean, the putting it in the window is not exactly the greatest scientific test anyway, because light conditions vary. It's not a controlled test. What it is, it's kind of an accelerated test of what your paints might look like after years and years of exposure to light. But like really accelerated because you stuck it in the window in direct sunlight. If you live in a place like Arizona, as opposed to like Seattle, your results will vary because obviously those places have different periods of sunlight and exposure. But like I said, the top makers, the top brands, M-Gram, Schmicka, Daniel Smith, there are several others. They do a great job kind of self-rating their paints, and when they say, well, it's got a high light fast rating, they usually do. With kind of lower grade paints or some of the paints I've purchased that were made in China or places like that, I tend to find that if they've done any kind of light fast rating on their paints, they're not so accurate. So sometimes they'll be better or mostly worse when you test them out long term. But that's just like my experience, man. So not everybody will experience the same. So I encourage you to test your paints out if you can, or if you want to, or if you're interested, just to know what you're buying and to have confidence in the paints. But yeah, like I said, these M-Grams come highly recommended from a lot of great painters. I know that there are some really good professional watercolorists that use M-Gram. And every watercolorist will tell you they have a preference, or usually have arrived at a preference after years of painting. but it's true, I think, for the most part, that a lot of watercolors sort of mix different paints. So, like even though I know Steve loves using M. Graham, if he's got some Schminke laying around or some Daniel Smith, he'll use that as well. So, and I do the same thing. So mostly my travel palette is full of Schminke and Daniel Smith paints, but now that I have this M. Graham, I'll refill my half pans with these paints and squeeze from the tube and take those with me as well. So yeah, I can pay attention to the chat now. So now that I'm kind of done painting, and so let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. I'd love to answer your questions if you have any, or just want to say hi. That's cool too. Yeah, this was a totally unplanned, just kind of experimental try at a live because I haven't done that before on the channel, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And if you've been on my channel before and you've joined me, I'm not, gregarious person. So, yeah, live stuff. I don't know if it comes easy. I don't think it comes as easy to me as it might to others. I love watching Lindsay's lives. She's just such a natural at it, and I learned so much from her. But she's really, really an awesome Lindsay at the Frugal Crafter. She's really a polished and a great live person to watch live. She's just got her act together and she knows what she's going to talk about and all that stuff. I think I was more just wanted to be a little bit spontaneous tonight, test some things out. It's a Saturday night. I didn't have a lot going on. I was going to watch some Olympics, but turns out the coverage doesn't start for a few days, so I was a little early on that. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate you being here. And yeah, I'll catch you next time for sure. If you, if you stop by. Thanks, Paula. Piper's Purpose, Splash Color. Thanks a lot for joining the live. I'll try to do more of these if, if people think that's cool. I want to engage more with the audience, so I've been thinking about that lately. So putting out more videos, but yeah, I just kind of want to sit down and chat. I know it'd be great if I can pay attention to the chat too. It's kind of when you're multitasking, it's a little tough, but I can see the chat now. So yeah, I really appreciate you all stopping by. All right, I think that's it for tonight. You guys have a great Saturday, and yeah, I'll see you again soon. All right, that's about it.